So let me show you how to use the AutoPO module to generate purchase orders to back up your commitments, such as commitments on layaways or transfer orders. Okay, so first off, let's go to Purchasing, AutoPO. We'll hit Next here. Determine if you want to generate single store POs or multi-store POs, what type of PO, dropship or Mark IV, whether you want one store per PO or multiple stores on the same PO. We'll go and do a multi-store dropship PO. What the PO number will look like. For example, here we are asking that the vendor code be placed behind the PO number. If we don't want that, we can put it below the line. Now it's just a PO number. Let's go ahead and just put that there if you like, and go ahead and hit Next. Okay, all the defaults, default associate, default PO dates. The analysis screen, we'll come back to this. The transfers and sales orders analysis screen, the purchase order analysis screen, and then the field level details. Okay, now notice right now that this setting is grayed out, order to fill min-max levels. We actually need to deselect that setting. So we need access to that setting. Let me go ahead and hit back, and let me go ahead and just analyze transfer orders and sales orders. Okay, hit next, and notice this is alive. So what you want to do here is you want to uncheck this. By unchecking this, order to fill min-max levels, you're basically saying don't order to fill min-max levels. In other words, ignore min quantity levels and max quantity levels. Now, if you're ignoring min and maxes, what do you have left? Well, what you have left are commitments. Okay, so if you're not ordering to fill min and max quantity levels by unchecking this, then in essence, you are going to order to fill your commitments, to back up your commitments. So if you're short, then Retail Pro will order enough to make sure that you're not short, to make sure that you can meet your commitments. For example, let's say you have an item that has a quantity of 5. That same item also happens to be very popular, and there's several items already, several units already on layaways and special orders. And let's say you have a total of 7 that's on sales orders. So of course the 5 that you have won't be able to meet the existing commitments of 7. If you run the AutoPO module right now, Retail Pro will want to order 2 more to make sure that you can meet your commitment of 7. Okay, now another item might have a quantity of 0. Let's say this item is a special order item. You don't even carry it in stock, right? Customers come in, they flip through a book, they say they want this item, and you place an order for them. 2 weeks later, they come pick it up. Okay, so you're generating a lot of special orders, a lot of customer orders as well for this item. So again, the item has a quantity of 0, and let's say you have special orders today up to 8. If you run the AutoPO module this evening, after the store closes, Retail Pro will want to order 8 of that item to allow you to meet your existing need of 8. Does that make sense? Now this goes for transfer orders as well. So if you have commitments going out, okay, on transfer orders, Retail Pro can take that into account. Now, of course, commitments coming in on transfer orders and purchase orders can also be analyzed. So let's say you have an item with a quantity of 2, but you also, at this point, you have a purchase order ordering more, a quantity of 5, and let's say you have a sales order where you have commitments going out of 6. And then you also have transfer orders coming in of 1, right? And you also have transfer orders, that you promised to transfer this item out to other stores of, let's make it large, let's make it, 6 again. Okay, actually, let's make it 8. Okay, so if you do the math here, you have 2 of the item, right? And you have 5 coming in on purchase orders. You have 6 leaving your store on sales orders. You have 1 coming in on transfer orders, and you have 8 leaving your store, again, on other transfer orders. So if you do the math there, you have what? You have 7, 8. You actually have 6 that you're short by. So you're short by a quantity of 6, which is a bad thing. But if you run the AutoPO module right now, Retail Pro will want to order 6 more of this item to make sure that you can back up all your commitments on transfers and also on sales orders, while taking into account existing commitments coming into your store as well. Okay, that's it. That's it. Now, for demonstration purposes, I have some existing POs already, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to exclude those POs from analysis so that Retail Pro can't see them. Okay, otherwise we won't get any numbers here. So I'm going to analyze TOs and SOs, okay? And I'm also going to ignore any existing POs coming in, just to make sure we have some numbers. Again, I'm not ordering to fill min max, so I'm only ordering to back up my commitments. And we're not going to do any item filtering. Hopefully we get some numbers here. Done. Looks like we have a few here. So it looks like we have a few where we're short, okay? So Retail Pro's ordering enough to get me to back up my commitments. So it looks like I have 0. So I probably have some sales orders for these items with a quantity of 1 each on those sales orders, most likely. Okay. Again, if I agree with this, I can just hit OK to generate my purchase orders, or I can unmark these if I don't agree with them. Okay. Or I can even modify the quantity to order or suggested quantity to order if I don't agree. I'll go ahead and just agree with this, say OK, and Retail Pro will generate the purchase orders. Done. Oops, excuse me. And here are my purchase orders. Okay. Notice quantity 1 here, 1. That's it. That's using the AutoPO module to generate purchase orders to back up your commitments on sales orders and transfer orders.